guess if we won or lost. What do you think? What do you think? We won! You know why we won? I mean, look at this, 200 pounds, 6'2" and a half, and a little bit of intensity. But you know why we won? Because we showed up together. We lifted each other up, and we did it in a fucking community. So I'm limping a bit because I do everything hard. If you're going to show up, you better go hard. You should see their O-line. So look, I am crackling with anger if you can't tell. And I want you to know, I want them to know, we are here and we will be perceived. We will flourish, we will push evil policies and incompetent leadership from the public square. Okay, we're getting our rhythm, we're doing this together, I see, okay. There's a lot of y'all, so we're going to leave a little more space. I'm going to breathe a little bit. All right, let's get our momentum back. Here we go. We will see Christian nationalism break and turn into dust. Look how bright we shine. Can you feel this? Can you see how dazzling it is? We fucking shimmer. All right. A little self-care here. I've been a chaplain at the bedside of the death and the dying. And one of the things we do is we do really, really hard things. And my goal is to make the very worst day of your life a little bit better. And we do that by checking in on ourselves. Because the work that we're doing, we are facing billionaire dollars, international pressure, and a bunch of old white guys that want to push us off to the corners. So we got to come together. And we got to make sure that we're checking on ourselves, we're eating, and we're drinking. And we're doing this in community. So look around. I don't see you looking the fuck around. Look around. This is your community. You make a friend, you get a phone number, you check on each other, you send an affirmation. Because this work is hard. And we have to do it together. Send me some cookies so I can cry in my bathtub and then show up again. But we've done this before, right? I mean, Jesus, how many of us came out? Right? We had to first make peace with ourselves, and then go into the world and demand that the world perceived us on our terms. For some of us, it was scary. For some of us, it was terrifying, a crushing albatross millstone hanging around our necks, and we made it. Because we got up, and we had the courage, and we built a plan, and most importantly, we built the community in which we could flourish. Okay, I'm going to start landing this ship here if you were wondering where we're going to end. I mean, we're doing really good, but we have a lot of really good speakers coming up. So I want you to keep this energy up. Well, let's go ahead, let's close this thing out by reminding ourselves, we did not do this to ourselves. We did not bring this upon ourselves. Nothing we did, nothing we are was deserving of this evil and this hatred. We are good and beloved and goddamn fucking divine. So I want you to say it with me. I'm going to say, we are, and you're going to shout, good. And then I'm going to say, we are, and you're going to shout, just. And I'm going to say, we are, and you're going to say, divine. So here we go. Hold on, not yet. Good, just, divine. We are good. We are just. We are divine. May we leave this place with the firm and certain knowledge that we are good and deserving of safety and all the things that we need to flourish. The world is a better and a brighter place with us in it. I am so goddamn proud to be here with you. Let's fucking get to work.
Woo! Feeling fun. All right. Well, y'all, before we announce our next speaker, I want to make a couple more announcements. So first off, we have an ADL section right over here. If anybody would like to take advantage of that particular section. We have both wonderful ASL interpreters. Thank you to our ASL interpreter. We also have Spanish language interpreters, and I'll let Rocio make a quick announcement.
Buenas tardes, un anuncio bien rápido para las personas que hablan español. Si necesitan un intérprete, por favor, para irse acá con mi amiga acá, ahí les pueden ayudar. Gracias.
All right. And lastly, we have tables full of amazing volunteers who are handing out water bottles, who are handing out signs and T-shirts. They are on the right-hand side of the walk. And then on the left-hand side, we have some amazing Texas Rising folks who are registering voters and pledging people to vote. So if you're not registered, please go ahead and make your way over there and get registered to vote. All right. So I am happy to announce our next speaker from the ACLU of Texas, Brian Klosterborg.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Klosterborg. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am an attorney with the ACLU of Texas. We are in a truly horrible moment right now, and the attacks that our state lawmakers have inflicted on trans and non-binary youth have caused unimaginable harm that's going to extend for decades to come. But I have some really good news to share. So we are also winning. We have 4 court orders that have stopped these attacks statewide. The governor and the Department of Family Protective Services investigations are stopped across the state. Our case is currently pending before the Texas Supreme Court for the last 2 weeks and has not yet been stopped. Ken Paxton has tried everything he can to stop those orders. They have failed Texas children just like the Department of Family Protective Services keeps failing children and families across our state. These attacks need to stop, and what's happening today is so critical. Because we know that even if we win this court case, that these attacks are still going to keep coming. Trans and non-binary young people belong here in Texas. They know who they are. Trans and non-binary young people and their families are leading the way, and we will not stop fighting until Texas is safe for them to live in, for them to thrive, and be who they are. With our partners at Lambda Legal, at the Transgender Education Network of Texas, at Equality Texas, and the Texas Freedom Network, HRC, and so many others, we will not stop fighting until these attacks end. And it's my honor to share a story from the parent who is a member of the Jewish clergy and has raised 3 children in Texas, one who is transgender. This parent has written, "My child had the love and support of his family and friends, as well as teachers, clergy, and doctors who helped him through his transition. Today, he is confident, proud, successful man who is a vocal advocate for those who do not have others to amplify their own voices. It is beyond comprehension that this cruel mandate by the governor has been made. And if my child was younger and living at home, my own parental rights would be under attack. These attacks against trans youth and their families are not just wrong, they're terrifying. every major medical association in the country recognizes that gender-affirming care is necessary and life-saving care. Medical treatment validating transgender young people's identity has been around for decades. There is consistent, valid scientific evidence to support standardized gender-affirming health care. No court here in Texas has ever ruled that this type of necessary medical care can possibly be considered child abuse. Families who love and affirm their children are simply trying to do what's best for their kids, and now can be subject to the harrowing journey of being falsely reported. These politically motivated investigations come at the cost of investigating actual cases of child abuse, where children are in jeopardy in an already overwhelmed system. The real child abuse here will be to take children away from those who love them and are providing a safe and loving home to be exactly who they are. My son works as an online crisis counselor for the Trevor Project, a national LGBTQ suicide hotline, and has literally had to talk young people out of taking their own lives. I fear and I know that if these attacks persist, there will be many unspeakable tragedies.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, y'all. I have, before our next speaker, I have another story from a community member to share with everybody here. My 8-year-old granddaughter often asks me questions, she's comfortable with me, about boys and girls and how do you know. She let her hair grow. I bought her 3 big hoodies with her favorite anime. She's just her, loving, silly, artistic. Sometimes she feels like a boy. I tell her that's okay. Hey mom, her mom bought her book to correctly introduce her to LGBTQ issues. I'm grandma. She gets teased and told she looks like a boy. Bullies are just no good. She will have love and support at home. She will be educated about her LGBTQ questions and learn the history of what really happened and the progress made. No matter her choice, she's an amazing, artistic, loving girl that I'm blessed to call granddaughter. Thanks, y'all, and thank you to that community member for sending us that story. I am super happy to announce our next speaker, Representative Jessica Gonzalez. Representative Jessica Gonzalez is currently serving her 2nd term as state representative for House District 104 in Dallas. She currently serves as the vice chair of the Texas House LGBTQ+ caucus. She's an attorney who has dedicated her life to public service. Born and raised in Dallas, Texas, Jessica is the proud daughter of immigrants who came to the United States from Mexico in pursuit of the American dream. Throughout her life, Jessica has remained conscious of her family's courage and hard work ethic and plans to use her diverse educational, professional, and policy experience at both the local and national levels for House District 104. Give it up for Representative Jessica Gonzalez.
Thank you. How's everyone doing today? All right, I want to take a minute to recognize the wonderful elected officials that have joined us today as well. We have County Judge Andy Brown, Mayor Steve Adler, State Representative Vicki Goodwin, State Representative John Busey, and Council Member Greg Cassar. And also, I want to start out by recognizing all of our transgender Texans that are here with us today. And I want you to know that we see you, we love you, we support you, and we got your back. Thank you for coming to your Texas Capitol to make your voice be heard and show anti-LGBTQ politicians that our rights are not in political games. That we matter, that our rights matter, that trans rights are also human rights. Last year, Republicans introduced over 75 anti-LGBTQ bills, many of which were targeted towards our trans youth. With your advocacy and the advocacy of so many allied organizations here today, we're able to defeat all but one. That one was one too many. As a lifelong Texan, I know Texans don't believe in discrimination. We believe everyone should be treated equally under the law, and those are our true Texas values. 70% of Texans, including majorities across Democrats and Republicans, and from every major religious group, support equal rights for LGBTQ individuals. It's past time Republican lawmakers wake up and accept those facts. Texans don't believe that life-saving, gender-affirming care is child abuse. They believe that it's love and that they are loving their own child. And that is the right thing to do. It's a sad state of affairs here in Texas right now. We have a governor, lieutenant governor, and an attorney general who are abusing their authority and sacred trust they were given to protect every child in our state. Instead, they are targeting innocent, happy children in loving homes and sending CPS investigators to investigate them. I will not stand for it. Our pro-equality legislators in the House will not stand for it. And in November, Texas will show them that they won't stand for it either. We will fight for you, everything that we have, to defend against the discriminatory bill when the legislature returns next session. And I will continue fighting for non-discrimination protections for all Texans, so that all LGBTQ people have the same opportunities as their neighbors, their friends, and their coworkers. Opportunities to work hard and earn a living without the fear of getting fired for who they are, renting a home without the fear of losing that home for who they love, and to raise a family without fear of being investigated, or participate in their community without fear of being discriminated. It warms my heart seeing all of you here today, and I know together we will not back down from this fight, and I know that we will achieve full equality in Texas one day. Thank you.
Y'all, okay, our next speaker is from Lambda Legal, and their name is Avery Bellew.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Avery Bellew. My pronouns are she and her, and I am a proud queer trans woman. I like to start by reading a story from a parent of a trans youth. Family is everything. And in our family, where we go one, we go all. Our 15-year-old son began to struggle with his gender identity at the age of 7. A precocious second grader who just couldn't feel right in his body and with the way that the world viewed him, but also didn't have the language or understanding of socially constructed gender roles to fully articulate his fears and discomfort. We assumed he was the ultimate tomboy, and gave him the space to be who he was. It was 5 years later when he finally found the words to allow us to more completely know and support him. He was a boy. End of story. He was a boy. As a family, that's right. Good parents, right? As a family, we weren't completely surprised. In fact, we were elated to be given the gift of a pathway to lift him from his undefinable depression and angst. The last 3 years have been spent building a compassionate and well-informed team of medical professionals to help him live his very best, healthiest, and most fully realized life. Being the parent of a trans kid wasn't something we hoped or asked for, but it's been a journey of love, research, and relationship building that has made us stronger than ever. As a mother, my hope is that you remember how beautifully diverse your Texan family is, how completely unique our love is for one another, but not any less real or healthy simply because one family doesn't look like another from the outside. Parenting a trans child may not be every family's lived experience, but it is ours, and it's one we do with love, informed guidance, and community support. Please stand with families like mine. Please support us and recognize the importance of ensuring that trans and all LGBTQ+ children live in a state where they can thrive. Stories like this are why Lambda Legal does the work that we do. As the nation's oldest LGBTQ legal organization, Lambda Legal has a message for Governor Abbott, for Kim Paxton, and for all our state lawmakers. Lambda Legal is watching you. We are on the case. We are fully invested in this fight, and we will not stop fighting with our partners to protect the civil rights of transgender youth, their families, and everyone who provides gender-affirming care here in the state of Texas. To all the amazing allies who are here with us today, I want to say this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your solidarity and for showing up. Keep showing up, y'all. We need you. To the beautiful transgender community gathered here today, I want to say this. Lambda Legal is here for you. We are your legal organization, and we are your partners in this fight. Our attorneys have literally been working around the clock, and we will not stop working until transgender folks here in Texas and across this entire country have full legal and lived equality. If you experience discrimination, call us. Our legal help desk is here to help you. And from my transgender heart to all of yours, I want to say this. You are beautiful. You are loved, and you belong. Don't stop shining. Don't let anyone's hate or ignorance dull your brilliance. Trans joy is an act of resilience. Trans joy is an act of resistance. The world needs you. This movement needs you. Keep showing up. Keep being visible, and know that you are not alone. Lambda Legal has your back.
All right, y'all. Thank you, Avery. We have got a really cool performance in store right now for you. I am super excited to introduce our next performer. We have Pink Star. Pink Star creates a world far removed from this dimension's binaries through music and conceptual shows. Merging hyperpop with neo-perreo and club, she has been crowned as Pop Princess of 2020 by the Austin Chronicle. So, since 2016, Pink Star has rapidly become an emblematic figure in the Texas arts and nightlife scenes by opening inclusive spaces that center the work of trans and queer artists. Pink Star has received 3 Best of Austin awards and has been presented as the future of nightlife in the Austin Chronicles cover. Most recently, Pink Star was awarded Best Electronic Artist at the 2022 Austin Music Awards. And was featured by Billboard speaking on Texas's anti-trans initiatives. In 2021, she appeared on the cover of both the Austin American Statesman and Austin 360 and was featured on Spotify's Fresh Finds playlist. Join me in welcoming Pink Star.
transgender people brighten our world just by existing. We're also rallying because we know that there are politicians in this state who somehow cannot see the same beauty that we do, who refuse to treat the transgender community with the dignity and honor that every single Texan and person deserves. 2022 has not been easy for our transgender neighbors and the allies that love and support them. Last year was not easy either, and after an avalanche of bills targeting transgender kids during the 2021 legislative session, we are again seeing innocent children harmed by politicians who were elected to serve all Texans. We know that gender-affirming care is life-saving, necessary medical care. Still, in the act of political theater, Governor Abbott and Attorney General Paxton choose to push the lie that healthcare is somehow harming children. Transgender children are safest at home with their loving and accepting families. It is sickening that politicians want to weaponize CPS employees who are already overwhelmed, underpaid, and unable to find homes for the children who actually need them. As a parent, I know that there is nothing more loving than I can do for my child than to fully see them, respect them, accept them, and be with them during the journey of finding out who they are. That is my right as a parent. That is how I honor my child. That is how I love my child. For the Texas government to accuse the loving families of trans kids of abuse simply for providing their children with medical care under the guidance and supervision of licensed doctors is despicable. Children are not political pawns, and they do not deserve to suffer because of adults who lack empathy. I stand with you today to declare that we will not stop fighting for the rights of trans Texans, and to say that your civil rights are the bare minimum. Our transgender community deserves to be celebrated. You deserve joy. You deserve to feel safe. The hatred we are hearing is loud. We are louder. It is up to us, as the allies of the transgender community, to drown out these attacks with love and action. To trans children and their families that are here today, to the trans adults that are here today, you are loved, and we are incredibly lucky to be in your presence. And as we continue to celebrate, we want to wish you a happy Transgender Day of Visibility.
Hey y'all, my name's Marty Beyer. I'm the Director of Programs at Texas Freedom Network.
Yeah, Marty!
I'm a non-binary Texan. I'm a parent, and I support trans and gender diverse kids. I have the honor today to read the words of a dear friend's child who doesn't feel safe to be up here today because of what's happening in our state. But I'm going to read to you what they've written about their sister. My sister has never been a boy. That is one of the few things I am fully sure of in life. Ask anyone, really. Ask my parents, my grandparents, teachers, friends, the shop owner who has explained what gender fluid was to when she was 7. From the moment she knew what pronouns were, she knew he, him weren't hers. It was only a bit over a year ago that I remember sitting around the dinner table discussing gender, that age-old question of who am I? And my parents listened. Listening, that's not abuse. My parents listened and supported and practiced and treated my sister as their equal and understood that she was the only one that could know who she was. You know, when we were much younger, I used to think that she was going through a phase, and that's one of the biggest regrets of my life. While my sister was struggling with identity, I wasn't believing her. But sitting around our dinner table, hearing her figure out who she was, I knew she was fully being honest. And now she's happier and healthier, and she sees herself when she looks in the mirror. Listening and supporting your child isn't abuse. Abuse is ignorance and skepticism. Abuse is forgetting your child is their own person who knows themselves best. Abuse is disrespect for pronouns, names, and identity. That is not what I see with my parents. What I see is respect, understanding, and support. My sister knows what is right for her, and my parents listen. I'm proud to be her sister, and I'm proud to have parents who believe, support, and love both of us.
Thank you, Marty and Val. All right, y'all. How y'all doing? Good. I'm glad because this next speaker, I think y'all are going to be really excited to hear from. We have Imara Jones. Woo! Imara is an award-winning journalist and creator of Trans Media, a cross-platform journalism, personal storytelling, and narrative project which produces content to shift the current culture of hostility towards transgender people in the U.S. In 2020, Imara was featured on the cover of Time magazine as part of its New American Revolution special edition. She also serves on the boards of the Transgender Law Center, Anti-Violence Project, GLSEN, and the LGBTQ+ Museum.
Be traced back to an organization called Alliance Defending Freedom. Alliance Defending Freedom actually went and found a state legislator in Idaho who was so alarmed by a black trans girl competing with white girls in Connecticut, Andrea and Terry, that she decided to sponsor a bill based upon the language from ADF. Once that bill passed Idaho, it's become the model for every other bill that you have seen across the country. The anti-trans, boo, yeah, boo that. The medical bills can all be traced back to one organization. That organization is called the Family Research Council. They deserve it. The Family Research Council sponsored a conference in 2019 where they cooked up this idea of targeting trans kids through medical bills, and they found a legislator in South Dakota who introduced the first one that became, surprise the prize, all the models for the other. The last organization is the Heritage Foundation. Again, all these, if anyone doesn't deserve a boo, I'll tell you, so keep them. They deserve a boo. And they deserve a boo because every single anti-trans piece of policy that came out of the former president, who should not be named, that came out of the Trump administration came out of the Heritage Foundation. They spent 2 years researching how to target trans people through the federal government. Once Trump was elected, he went to them and said, who should we put in government? And they put people all across the government who for 4 years figured out how to do nothing but target and harass you. And all of these organizations, and 2 of them, by the way, are hate groups. Hate groups on the same level, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, as the Ku Klux Klan. The Alliance Defending Freedom and the Family Research Council are officially designated hate groups. All of these hate groups are backed and able to do all of this because of a small number of billionaires in this country. Namely, a name that's going to be very familiar to you, Betsy DeVos and her family. And they're doing all of this because they say that their religion tells them that they have to do it. They're doing it because they say that God won't come back until there's a certain earth that God will inherit, and that earth can't have trans people, so trans people have got to be pushed out of the way. But you know, in America, you do get to have freedom of religion, and you do get to say whatever you want and advocate for whatever you want, but you don't get to put trans kids at risk doing it. You don't get to put trans families at risk doing it to where we have to hear anonymous stories today because people are too afraid. You don't get to do that by making schools not safe and targeting teachers and saying that they can't use the right pronouns. You can advocate for whatever you want to, but you do not have the right to put us at risk. Now, I know that with all this legislation that's going on, you know, these hundreds of bills and, you know, all these like different types of people advocating them, you know, it's easy to despair. You know, the only way that we experience things as human beings is personally. So when anything happens to us, we automatically personalize it, because how else are you going to experience it, right? I can't experience things like any of you because I'm me. So if someone attacks me, if a government attacks me, if a government attacks me, if a president attacks me, I feel that personally, because that's the only way that I can experience that. But the thing that each of you should know deep in your hearts is that this has nothing to do with you personally. This is about people who are trying to advance an extreme agenda in an extreme way, and you can tell the callousness within their heart because they don't care who they have to hurt to make it happen. That is a reflection of their character. You know, that's a reflection of whether or not they belong. It's a reflection of whether or not they believe in democracy. It's a reflection of whether or not they believe in humanity. It's a reflection of them. It doesn't have anything to do with you. And it's also the fact that, like, you know, we can get very sad in these moments of reflection. You know, when we're staring up at the ceiling at night, when parents are wondering whether or not they're doing the right thing by bringing their kids to the state capitol, or kids are wondering whether or not they should say and ask for their pronouns to be respected in school because they'll be a target, or teachers standing up for them. And in those moments of darkness, it's very easy to wonder whether or not we are going to win. But I have to tell you that when I look out upon each and every one of you today, there is no doubt that we are going to win. No victory is ever easy, not going to be easy. But everyone here has already showed tremendous courage. You would not be here today if you did not have courage in your heart. You would not be here today if you didn't have fight in your heart. You wouldn't be here today if you didn't have the ability to separate right from wrong. And that's called winners. And the last thing that occurs to me to say to you all is that the way that we are going to win is because we know, opposite to them, that trans people are the future, and the future is now. Trans people are the future, and the future is now. Trans people are the future, and the future is now. Trans people are what? And when is the future? Now. Trans people are what? The future. And when is the future? Now. One more time. Trans people are what? The future. And when is the future? Now. Go forward and win, everybody. We're not going to lose.
I told y'all it was going to be good. right. Okay, y'all. We have another announcement to make. So there were about 30 organizations who co-sponsored today with us here. So I'm going to give them a little shout out, and if you can help me in shouting them out, that would be awesome. So thank you to the Texas AFL-CIO, Jolt Action, Creative Action, B-Flag National, Urge Unite for Reproductive and Gender Equity, Out Youth, the National Association of Social Workers, Planned Parenthood Texas Votes, and the New Leaders Council Austin. Thank you to all of our sponsoring organizations. All right, y'all. So our next speaker is going to be Ricardo Martinez with Equality Texas. Welcome me in bringing up Ricardo to the stage.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I love seeing all your faces in a celebratory rally that is not here to just counter a bill. This is a poem that was written by a mother of a transgender child who wrote it after another "What are we going to do?" talk with her husband. It's dated March 2nd, 2022. When you tell me, or when I think you're thinking, that maybe we should stay here, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Yes, I want to live here, in this community, with your job, their school, our house, its new vegetable garden, and neighbors, with friends from all phases of life, just a short walk, drive, or meet me for coffee away. I want to live here, with my brother, my nephews, and another on the way, any day now. I want to live here with my parents, getting older, slowing down, and moving to Austin to be here with us, their kids. I want to live here with all of this, but I don't want to live here like this. I don't want fighting for my child's right for health care, her right to exist as her authentic self, her right to bodily autonomy, her right to be taken seriously, her right to not be discriminated against. To be my job. I mean, it is my job. I'm her mother. I want to see you live. I hate it here. You are watching me, and I want to see, and I want you to know that you deserve much better than this. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Preston Knight. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm with the Human Rights Campaign. It is my honor to read a letter. It is my honor to read a letter from a parent that is too scared of their own state government to be here. I have lived in Texas for nearly 20 years with my wife and children. Texas has been the only home my children have ever known. I have been blessed to become the parent of a transgender teenager. At the time when he came out to us, we were not likely to have called this a blessing, though we were determined to ensure he knew how much we love him. Our son did not have the words for what he was experiencing, but he began suffering from anxiety and depression around the age of 13. As parents, we tried to help. A year or so later, he first read the words, gender dysphoria. As he learned what that meant, he was instantly struck as he recognized himself in that description. He was not alone. There was a reason for his feelings, and there was a path towards happiness. With this realization, though, he also felt determined to hide this from us. We are a religious family, and he felt certain we would reject him, so
so he kept it a secret. When we learned about it, we spent long nights in tearful prayer, trying to find what God would have us do. We also spent long days reading and studying sources of information just for guidance. We felt strongly that God prepared us to be his parents, and we knew our role would be to affirm, love, and support him. We love our son and all of our children with all of our hearts. We have worked to raise them to be loving, hard workers, educated, and brave. We've tried to get the best help possible whenever our children have faced challenges. After many hours of meeting with doctors, therapists, and more than a year after transitioning, we decided together that hormone therapy was an appropriate next step. This was not a decision we took lightly or even would have initially taken. However, we are confident that it was the right decision because all that we have seen are extremely positive changes. Our son has truly blossomed, and all who get a chance to know him will see how easy he is to love. And now I am pleased to introduce an actor, writer, and artist who is starring in the David E. Kelley hit show, Big Sky. Please welcome Jessie Keitel.
Hello, hello. Oh, what a beautiful day to be an angry transsexual. So, as an actor and a trans woman, I often get called brave a lot. And it's true, there are scary parts about being a performer and about being very publicly trans. And I know firsthand that more visibility comes with more opportunities for change, but also more opportunities for violence. But girl, I hate being brave. I'm just out here trying to live my life and follow my dreams. Scooch this closer. As a kid, one of the bravest things I did was compete in horse shows. LOL, yes, I was a horse girl. Riding atop these big, scary beasts in front of a whole crowd of people who were literally judging me, time would freeze and I got to be myself. And I never felt more free. The next time that sense of freedom would come to me would be when I was in my mid-20s. Estrogen was out here doing her thing, and I looked in the mirror and I recognized myself for the first time. I felt invincible. For the first time in my life, I wasn't pretending to be someone else. To know and love a trans person is a gift. But to parent one is a fucking honor. Pardon my French. And for every trans kid out there getting the chance to have a childhood that they will look back at and say, I've never been anyone but myself, I applaud you. And for the parents who love and support their trans children, thank you for saving their lives. Because nothing can prevent your trans child from being transgender. But loving and supporting them can ensure that they actually become an adult. As we know, there are at least 28 states currently trying to pass anti-trans legislation. But we all know trans-affirming healthcare saves lives. It's proven. And it's the same medicine that's been used on cis bodies for decades. I wish that I had access to puberty blockers when I wanted them, just to give me the time to figure it out before testosterone did for me. One of the greatest tragedies of transitioning in adulthood was not getting the chance to be a child and feel free in my skin. I often mourn the girlhood I never got to have, the girlhood I needed to go through awkwardly in public as an adult in her mid-20s, the girlhood I needed to hide for years out of fear of what it would do to my hopes and dreams. The reality is, I am my wildest hopes and dreams. because I get to wake up in this body. I want to live in a world where being myself doesn't make me brave, where kids who know who they are don't have to defend themselves from playground bullies in adult bodies. The biggest danger to your trans child is how cis adults will treat them. There's the vile politicians like Ken Paxton and Greg Abbott. Who villainize us, sexualize our daily existence, and weaponize the most vulnerable amongst us for their own political gain. Then there's the men who lust after trans bodies and hide their shame in our blood. And the writers of magic who somehow think being trans isn't the most magical thing you could be. Trans women are not assaulting anyone in bathrooms. We are getting assaulted. Trans people are not trying to change your kids. You're trying to change ours.
This next song, we're having some feedback issues up here. This next song is going to be my last song. And it's about being a trans woman, being beautiful, having fun. Hey! She said, you know, that's right. Isn't she beautiful? Give it up for Valerie. So I hope that y'all have enjoyed it. I hope that y'all are having a great time. The song is called Girls Like Us. And I want to thank my beautiful dancer Catherine, my beautiful dancer Valerie. I want to thank my DJ Brett. And I want to thank y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you just for supporting trans people. Thank you for being trans. Thank you for being who you are. I love you. I love you so much. Y'all are so beautiful. Girls like us, be like us, dance like us, come with us. Girls like us, be like us, dance like us, come with us. You wanna party with us, you wanna go all night, you wanna do it like us, you know we do it right. We keep it going, we keep it going on and on and on. And if you heard about us, make sure you heard it right. We're looking pretty, baby. We're feeling hot tonight. We keep it going. We keep it going on and on and on and on. You wanna see us with the lights out. You wanna party with the girls now. We can go all the way. Doesn't matter what they say. You just wanna be like us. 'Cause girls like us, be like us, dance like us, come with us. Girls like us, be like us, dance like us, come with us. Ya no puedes más, papi con tus mentiras, jamás me excitarás, cuéntaselas a ella, tan solo a ella, oh, oh, oh. You wanna see us with the lights down, you wanna party with the girls now, we can go all the way, doesn't matter what they say, you just wanna be like us. 'Cause girls like us, be like us, dance like us, come with us. Girls like us, be like us, dance like us, come with us. Girls like us, be like us, dance like us, come with us. Girls like us, be like us, dance like us, come with us.
Y'all, we were so lucky to have Pink Star come here and bless us with 2 performances. Woo! All right, y'all. We have a couple more speakers coming up. We have Rachel and Ceci, so please join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Hi, y'all. Thanks for being here. This is awesome. My name is Rachel. I use she, her pronouns, and I have the privilege and honor to parent 3 amazing kids, one of whom is transgender. And over the last, coming up on 6 years, it has been a family event to show up at the Capitol over and over. And now my middle daughter, Cecilia, is here to grab the torch for her older sister and say a few words. So I'm going to pass it over to her. Let's see if we can do this.
Hi, my name is Cecilia. I use she, her pronouns. I'm 9 years old, but the first time I sat with my family in a hearing room to testify against anti-transgender legislation, I was 4. We knew we had to tell our legislators to keep all kids in the state safe, including my transgender sister. But things have gotten much worse since then. Our legislators will not leave us alone. It's so scary that people we are counting on to keep all kids safe are the people who have become our biggest bullies. Our schools are so good about stopping bullying, teaching kindness and respect. I don't understand why all these adults in power are always trying to hurt us. Why they don't understand we all deserve respect, and transgender kids like my sister and our friends need love and respect, not to be attacked by our lawmakers over and over. It feels really bad to show up over and over to ask people when to ask for help when so many people just don't care how much it hurts my sister and my family and all the families all over Texas. My sister is my best friend. She is so funny and really creative and a really talented artist. She's a really good swimmer and loves sports. I also have a lot of transgender friends in my life, and I love them so much. I want to do everything I can to protect all of our friends and family. We need people to care. It scares me so much that someone might hurt my sister and our family. We know other families whose transgender daughters have been killed, and it makes me worry all the time, especially because we have to fight and protect my sister. No one should even know that she's transgender. But here we are again because Governor Abbott and Attorney General Paxton won't let us live our lives. I keep having nightmares that my parents are getting taken away from me, or that my sister gets taken away. I'm really tired. I really love school, but some days it's hard to focus because I'm so tired and worried about my family. We don't want to leave Texas, where all of our friends and family are, but it feels like even though our community loves and supports us, our government wants us gone. Please, please help us. We need every person in Texas to help us fight. You wouldn't want this to happen to your family, and it never should. See my sister to all transgender people for the beautiful, loving, and people that they are. I love you, and I see you, and I'm happy you are in my life. I love my family. I couldn't imagine my life without them. Thank you.
Tell her thank you. Such a brave thing to do. All right, y'all. We have about 3 more speakers for you today. We have our next speaker is speakers. Are going to be with the Transgender Education Network of Texas. Oh. All right. We have Emmett Schelling, the Executive Director of Transgender Education Network of Texas, and Shelby Chestnut, the Director of the Transgender Law Center. Please join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Hi, everyone. We're going to close us out, I think. My name's Shelby Chestnut. I'm the Director of Policy at the Transgender Law Center. We're the largest trans-led organization in the U.S., and we're so happy to be here with you today and support our friends Tent. For those of you that don't know, TLC works to keep people alive and thriving and fighting for liberation. We do it through movement building and impact litigation. So look us up on Instagram. I think that's what the kids do. We have a website, but I'm really happy to be here with all of you. And I'm going to read a statement from a family of a transgender child who cannot speak with us today. Sorry, my phone, I cannot see anything. So, I am a mother of an intelligent, funny, and articulate young woman who also happens to be transgender. We are a military family and had to move here to Texas. We did not get a choice. Our family lives here, so we were happy to come back. But now that happens to be replaced with fear for our child and our family. What was initiated by the governor as a way to protect trans kids has become a tool to threaten their safety and freedom. Medical treatment prescribed by a physician is the standard of care that for transgender kids. It is not abuse. It should be a decision between a patient, the parents, and the physician. Right? The governor had no place in that equation. When prescribed treatments for trans kids save lives, hormone replacement therapy allows trans individuals to match their inner identity with their outer shell. Gender dysphoria is a debilitating condition, and many teens take their own lives because of it. Gender-affirming treatments and life-saving medical care, parents who follow the advice of their child's doctor are not abusers. They are loving caregivers doing the best for a child that is hurting. This mandate has terrorized trans kids and their families. It opens up a whole new reason for other kids and adults to bully trans kids, since they believe our governor says trans kids shouldn't be able to live as their authentic selves. Boo. No parent should have to live in fear that they will be investigated. No child should have to live in fear that they could be taken away from their family just for being who they are. Please help us end these outrageous attacks on trans kids. Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming out, joining us, for standing up. My name's Emmett Schelling. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm the Executive Director for the Transgender Education Network of Texas, better known as TENT, much easier to say. So I wanted to, just share with y'all today that part of visibility for people like me is to know when to step back and let our people come through and be fully visible. Because it does no good for our community to just see three faces revolving. The world needs to see us in our fullness, in our wholeness, in our most authentic, unfiltered selves. We deserve to live in our homes with the safety of knowing we have the self-determination to have autonomy over our healthcare decisions that affect us. Parents who call Texas home deserve a state that respects their ability to navigate their children's healthcare with their doctors. This should not be a political debate. That is common sense. With that said, I have a friend. Her name is Maya, and she wants to give the crowd a message.
Hello, my name is Maya. I use she, her pronouns, and I quickly just wanted to tell you guys that I don't think our governor and our lawmakers actually want to protect us. They just want us not to exist. But I'm going to keep on being who I am.
we're also so lucky to have. If folks have seen the documentary on Hulu, Changing the Game, you will know the next speaker. If you have not, go home and watch it. With that said, it's my pleasure, my honor to introduce Andrea Yearwood.
Come on, baby.
Hello, Austin. My name is Andrea Yearwood, and I'm a proud Black trans woman. And I bring you greetings all the way from Connecticut. I am so proud to be here with you today. I could not be happier to see everyone just showing up as their authentic selves in support of the trans community. We have witnessed, especially within the past few years, so much harmful legislation, from the bathroom bills to our participation in sport. I just want to reiterate that trans individuals deserve to be in all spaces without the fear of discrimination or ridicule from our governors, peers, and those in our families, and even those in our... It is rallies like this and people like you that allow me and other trans people to show up. To show up as ourselves and to be proud of who we are. I am so grateful to everyone here, and I hope to continue to see all of the support and love as we keep fighting for the rights and inclusion of the trans community. I hope we all continue to find joy within our trans community, and I know that our future will shine bright for all of our trans brothers and sisters and non-binary conforming siblings. A huge thank you to everyone here for allowing me to be present and speak up for our rights. And God bless everyone who showed up today in support of all trans identities. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, y'all, I want to recognize a couple more things before we move on to our keynote speaker and then close out the program. All right, so I want to say thank you to the Interfaith Alliance, Workers' Defense Action Fund and Workers' Defense Project, Children's Defense Fund of Texas, the Texas State Employees Union, the Texas State Teachers Association, Austin Justice Coalition, Southwest Workers Union, Pride at Work, James Due Process, and the Intercultural Development Research Association. And then I also want to recognize we have one more elected official in our midst. We have the wonderful Representative Jasmine Crockett. Thank you. All right, y'all. So we have our next keynote speaker, Angel Flores.
We're bringing these in because honestly it's been a little quiet, hasn't it? How is everybody? Come on! It's so amazing to see so many beautiful faces out here. I've gotten emotional so many times, and I don't even have the energy to be emotional right now. And there are so many wonderful faces out there that are so strong, so amazing. The amount of trans youth and kid allies that have come up to me today just to say hi, and oh my God, I'm crying. But today, I want to sit here, I want to stand here, and I want to talk about possibility. Because in wake of all this legislation, of the hate, the stigma that we go through, what we have to deal with on a daily basis just walking out the door. It's all just about possibility. And what I mean by that is that growing up, I didn't plan for the years to come. It was always make it to the next day. Because for me, there was something missing. There was something that wasn't a part of me that I couldn't live. I was struggling, right? As soon as I took that wonderful little blue, actually pink pill when I took it, as many trans people know, it's like the brain lights up. It's like everything feels amazing. All of a sudden, years appeared in my life, right? All of a sudden, I'm able to sit anywhere and look forward and say, there is possibility for me. There are places to go. But here in Texas, the kids, they are sitting in classrooms, scared about their possibility. They're walking onto the field or wanting to walk onto the field now, scared of possibilities. There's a wonderful person here today, it's their 21st birthday, and they want to be an activist, right? Also, happy birthday. But they want to be an activist. Why should we be forced to be activists when we're so young, right? What about our possibility? I'm an athlete. Where's my possibility? I want to be a champion today. I want to win competition. I want to be known for my accomplishments from here to the ends of the earth. I want to be known for my possibility. And there are so many trans kids out there that stand there and they want to be known too. They stand there and they say their names, they say their pronouns. Every time one of them comes up to me, I make sure to ask, what's your name? What's your pronoun? Because instantly, possibility in their eyes. Instantly, it's like, wow, there's a role model in front of me. There's somebody that's made it a little farther than I have. I didn't get that. And to be that for so many kids now, I am beyond blown away. It's only about possibility, right? Possibility of championships, possibility of high school, college, jobs, possibility to go to the restroom whenever the hell and wherever the hell you want, right? Possibility to walk out of the door with whatever you want to wear, looking however you want to look. It's about possibility. So today, as we stand here, we could sit here and we can scream and cry and be angry, but I want every single one of you to smile and be happy, because that's what we're here to do, is to see each other, to be visible, to be absolutely amazed by all this trans brilliance standing in front of us today, standing around us. Look around you. Look at how beautiful everyone is. Look at this power we stand in today. We stand here today to tell them that they can't silence us, they can't hide us, they can't tell us that we shouldn't exist, because we are here, existing in all of our glory. In whatever clothes we want, whatever we want to wear, whoever we want to be. For everyone, especially my trans siblings and especially my trans youth siblings, I love you. You are so powerful. You would call me inspiring every single day, but y'all are the ones that inspire me to do everything that I do. When I wake up in the morning and I go and I train and I do what I love doing, it's not because it's just about me. It's because all these trans kids out here are doing the same thing, waking up, walking out the door, living their true selves. And that inspires me every single day, and it should inspire every single one of you, and it should inspire them too. Texas, I love you. Thank you all for being out here. Thank you all for supporting. I love every single one of you. You are so powerful. So powerful. Thank you. I love all of you from the bottom of my heart.
Trans Texans are
Texas strong, right? And y'all get to scream strong for me, okay? Trans Texans are. Trans Texans are Texas. Trans Texans are Texas. Trans Texans are Texas. One more. Here we go. Trans rights are human rights. Y'all got this? Trans rights are. Trans rights are human. Trans rights are. Trans rights are human. All right, here's the last one. I don't get to let out my voice often. I usually see all these folks on Zoom, but I'm gonna turn around, right? I want y'all to remember the vibrations that we're gonna feel, the ground stomping and shaking among our majesty and beauty, and I want us to roar at that building, all right? One. Okay, we're gonna go on go, all right, sorry. 1, 2, 3, go! Y'all are beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm so proud to be here. Y'all are amazing. This is it. This is it. All right, y'all, we have come together and we have reminded ourselves that we are beloved. We will hydrate and do skincare after this. Because we're powerful and we're really fucking pretty. So, as we close out, I want you to give a big round of applause and a shout for all the organizations and for these people back here who held all the signs so that people across the world can see who we are. I love you. We love you. You matter. So here is your time to get the fuck out of here. Here we go. I want you to know that you are beloved from the tip of your head to the tips of your toes. You are known and seen and powerful. May you know this all the rest of your days. Now go to work.